4-piece Marechaussee Hunter set is absolutely something you should farm up. It's better than her previous best in slot artifact set, the Husk of Opulent Dreams, in every single way. Or is it really? Well, in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the 4-piece Hunter set and comparing it to 4-piece of Opulent Dreams. Each set does have its positive benefits as well as the negatives, which we're going to touch on. But come here real quick. Let me save you some time. The 4-piece Hunter set on Noelle is strictly only if you're using Farina in your party. Outside of using Farina to drain the health of everyone in your party, it's pretty useless on Noelle in the grand scheme of things, at least right now in Genshin Impact. So if you're not using Farina, just skip this video, go watch some of the previous guides we made, leave the video, drop a like, say thank you in the comments, and skedaddle. For everyone else, let's just jump into comparing the sets. If you look at the Hunter set, the 2 pieces will give normal and charge attack damage plus 15%, and a lot of Noelle's damage as a driver is coming from her on-field normal and charged attacks, so this is very useful to us. The 4-piece is going to give us 12% crit rate every time our HP either increases or decreases, and this is the big reason why you want to be using this set only with Farina. Maximum stacks, achieving 36% crit chance for your Noelle. Opulent Dreams, however, is a little bit of a different beast. The 2-piece gives us 30% defense, whereas the 4-piece at maximum stacks, either off the battlefield or doing geo damage on the battlefield, is going to give you another 24% defense as well as 24% geo damage. So the benefits of both of the sets for the 4-piece of Opulent Dreams, with 54% defense and 24% geo damage versus 15% normal and charge attack, as well as 36% crit chance. If we take a look at the damage percent bonus, one of them is going to give us 24% geo damage. This affects everything from the constellation of Noelle's shield popping and doing damage to the activation of her elemental burst, as well as her normal and charge attacks afterwards, as those are also, you've guessed it, geo damage. Whereas 2-piece Hunter is just giving us 15% normal and charge attack damage. As this isn't geo damage, it won't affect the damage of our constellation shield pop. It also won't affect the damage of the activation of our elemental burst. However, it still will buff up all of the normal and all of the charge attacks you're going to be doing during sweeping time. So how much are we losing from the defense percent of 54%? Well, Noelle's base defense is 799, so you're going to be losing 54% of this. And this is going to equate to you losing about 431, 432 defense on your Noelle. But you're also going to lose attack as well, because if your sweeping time is talent level 13 and you are also constellation 6, you have 135% of your defense to your attack, meaning that this 431 defense that you're losing from not having access to that 54% defense from the Opulent Dreams set bonus is also going to cost you 582 attack. And if you're not Constellation 5, or even lower than that, or you're not even talent level 10 on your sweeping time yet, it's going to be even lower than that. You're going to be looking at losing approximately around 300 or so attack on your Noelle from the loss of your defense bonus from Opulent Dreams. Whereas the 4-piece bonus of the Marechaussee Hunter set, sure, you're not going to have access to the 2- and 4-piece bonus of Opulent Dreams. You're going to be losing this defense, losing this attack, but you're going to be gaining this 36% crit rate increase, which means, yeah, the highest amount of damage you'll do per hit on the Hunter set is going to be lower, as we're 9% damage lower from our 2-piece bonus comparison, and we're also going to be at most just under 600 attack lower compared to an Opulent Dreams build, but you're going to be insanely consistent with the amount of damage you can do. For instance, this build right here is 63.3% crit rate, but once I factor in the 36 crit chance I'll gain from the 4-piece Hunter set, I'm actually going to be going up to 99.3% crit chance, almost 100% crit rate, and I still have 222 crit damage. So which of the 2 sets should you prioritize, and which one should you have on your Noelle? Well, if you're more of a defensive type character, you find your shields breaking too often on your Noelle, you want some additional healing to heal your team back up from your Farina, you want those nice big Constellation 4 shield pops from the good old to be cleaned constellation, you want the activation or your sweeping time to do just a little bit more damage, you can go ahead and stick with the Opulent Dreams set. But if you're aiming for pure DPS consistency, 4-piece Hunter is the way to go. You don't lose that much offensive damage. The damage over time is going to be much higher in the Hunter set compared to Opulent Dreams, but you do sacrifice a little bit of shield strength and a little bit of healing to get that big power. And it does feel pretty good to hear that crit defeat animation noise they added. It's so satisfying. There's also a couple of gameplay differences between the 2. I know some players really dislike the stack system of Opulent Dreams, where you have to be off the field for a certain amount of time to gather your stacks. With Noelle, you get the 4th stack by getting close up to the enemy and activating your shield to do a little bit of damage and gain that 4th stack before you activate sweeping time on your elemental burst. This is a big thing people mistake and mess up with the Opulent Dream set on Noelle, because Noelle's Elemental Burst actually snapshots the defense that you have upon activation of Sweeping Time, meaning that you need to have all 4 stacks of Opulent Dreams before you even hit the button to activate Sweeping Time. You have to have all 4 of them, which can kind of clash with everyone's favorite weapon, Serpent Spine, because to gain Serpent Spine stacks, you have to be on the field. To gain Opulent Dream stacks, you have to be off of the field. And I've made this distinction a million times before. There is a little bit of a cheaty system you can do if you're a Serpent Spine Opulent Dreams user, +1 like down below if you didn't know this already. But you can gain Serpent Spine stacks in domains and in the Spiral Abyss before you even activate the enemies spawning. You just need to have Noelle in your first slot. So you can gain all 5 stacks of Serpent Spine, activate the boss, swap her out, and then you can gain some stacks of Opulent Dreams while you rotate through your other 3 characters, your other 3 supports, activate their skills, use their bursts, then swap back around to Noelle, activate her Elemental Shield, Elemental Burst combination, and you will have all 4 stacks of Opulent Dream and all 5 stacks of Serpent Spine. And speaking of subs, I want to make this very, 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 very clear. You got to sub to the channel. I'm kidding. No, your substats do matter. Don't be replacing gear that has 30 crit damage subs, a bunch of defense, nice energy recharge and crit chance, and just slop on a bunch of HP percent Marechaussee Hunter stuff that you farmed up for, I don't know, Nivelette, and call it a day. That's not going to be better for you. You need to have proper substats. So if we're looking at equivalency and comparison between the 2 sets, if you have the same quality of rolls, the Hunter set's going to give you more damage over time due to that 36% crit chance, whereas the Opulent Dreams is going to give you slightly meatier hits, slightly harder hitting skills, but you're going to lack that 36% crit rate, so your DPS is actually going to be lower than the Hunter set. So if you're trying to clear the Spiral Abyss even faster, yeah, you might be hitting harder on Opulent Dreams, but you're actually going to be doing less damage overall during that period of time, which we know everything that's difficult in Genshin's on a timer, so DPS actually is more relevant than just having nicer, harder hitting skills every once in a while. Opulent Dreams is also going to give you a little bit better shielding and healing as well. And quickly remember that as a new player, if you're spending your resin efficiently, you shouldn't be farming up artifact sets until you can get all of your character's talents and levels up to a reasonable level. Until then, you can go ahead and utilize the Gladiator's Nostalgia set as a placeholder, as you're probably going to get your hands on a lot of this artifact set, farming up the different things you need to awaken your characters. And we should also talk about the newest Geo set, the Nighttime Whispers in the Echoing Woods. The 2-piece bonus is going to give you 18% attack, which while isn't exceptionally amazing on Noelle, still is useful for increasing your damage. The 4-piece here will look very strong when you see it at first glance, as it's going to give you between 20 to 50% damage bonus to the Geo element for 10 seconds. But the problem we're going to run into here is that Breastplate is going to be an exceptionally long cooldown of 24 seconds. Yes, you can reduce it with something like her Ascension passive, Nice and Clean. That's going to reduce it by 1 second every 4 normal or charge attack hits, but even with the Nice and Clean reducing the cooldown of Breastplate, you're still going to have an exceptionally long downtime on that damage bonus from this artifact set. All in all, I like them both. We like to have some showcases every once in a while. I'm not throwing the Opulent Dream set away, but if I want to get a big, nice, meaty number for a thumbnail, I'll probably be on Opulent Dreams. But for the rest of my actual gameplay, I'm going to be using the Marechaussee Hunter set. There's some things I still need to farm up that are a little bit better than these. As you can see, no crit damage here. Old Goblet. This is pretty good. This Feather's pretty all right, but this HP percent could be better. And like, I guess this Flower's fine. My gear quality on the Hunter set is a little bit lower than my Opulent Dream set build, but I still do faster clears with my Hunter set in comparison to my Opulent Dream set. And if you haven't seen the Abyss clear yet, go check that out. It's pretty fun. You want to see some free-to-play stuff with Favonius Noelle, or just how to build Freenet teams with Noelle in general, check those videos out too. Until then, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.